So, what are some other examples of the private provision of law that have worked in history?
Well, at present, a lot of commercial legal activities in the form of private arbitration, the American Arbitration Association and other similar examples. An example that someone did an article quite a long time ago, which I think it's changed since then, was the diamond industry in the U.S., where at one point the diamond industry in New York was almost entirely in the hands of Orthodox Jews, and they did not think they were religiously permitted to sue each other. So what happened instead was that if one of them thought somebody else had cheated him, he would announce the fact in effect, ask for arbitration by one of the rabbis who everybody trusted, and if the other person refused arbitration or refused to go along with the arbitrated result, that fact would become public knowledge and he'd be out of the diamond industry, because this was a heavily trust-intensive industry where you have an envelope full of little things that you haven't inspected all of, that you're told it's so many diamonds of such and such characteristics and it's worth $50,000, and if people cheat you, you've got real problems. So that would be a fairly well-established modern case. But historically, the traditional Somali system was a stateless system in which basically the law was more or less traditional, but you had a sort of an ad hoc court called up in case of a dispute to decide what it was. The Lex Mercantoria, the merchant law of the Middle Ages, was a private law, which I think was enforced mostly by reputation, like the diamond dealers. The more recently, I think the diamond industry was operating through a Diamond Dealers Club doing the same thing, and I'm told that system eventually broke down. I'm not sure exactly why. But we've got lots of examples where you have. And I should say, one of the things I concluded from the most recent book I wrote was that when I invented Anarcho-Capitalism in Machinery of Freedom, I was in a certain sense reinventing the wheel. That is to say that I was describing in a modern high division labor society what was a fairly common, simpler system in less developed societies, so that the Somali system really has something sort of equivalent to rights enforcement agencies. The Icelandic system, which I wrote about a long time ago, there actually you have a legislature that is making the law, but the whole process of prosecution and enforcing verdicts is private. So the range of things that have really existed is much larger than most people imagine.